Alright guys, back. Had a bite to eat. It's about 2:30. I scuffed this sealer real quick. As light as I sprayed it, it really didn't leave an edge, but I decided to spray it off anyway, or scuff it off with a gray Scotch spray. And I've got the DeVilbiss SRI touch-up gun. I've got a large PPS cup on it. This thing, it's got about a 10-inch fan on it, which is kind of amazing for a gun this small. This thing sprays awesome. I'm only going to use it for my base coat. I mixed up half a pint of base coat here with reducer, so a pint in total. I'm going to blow some air, pull the trigger to the first stage here, and blow this off, tack it off, and then we're going to get to business. let that finish flashing off there. Almost got a piece of pocket lint stuck to it, so let's give that about 5 minutes. I'll catch you then. All right, guys, we're ready for coat 2 here. Gotta grab the mask and we'll hit it. You guys saw that little spider coming down from the ceiling there. Looks like we got pretty good coverage with 2 coats. I'll do one more and fan it out just a little bit farther. Try and contain my color, not to get it too far out, maybe come out another 3 inches on either side of it. Call it happy. Now the gate, it's kind of dark over here, you can't see real well right now, but originally I did not want to get any color on these edges of the gate, but because I had a burn through here from a dirt nib and one over here and here, I had to go that way. I did explain yesterday that this line on the tailgate, even though it'll be repainted, is below the tail light, so there's no match to the quarter. The only match will be to the bumper, and I'm not sweating it. So that's that for now. I'll bring you guys back in the mixing room here, and we'll turn you on when it's ready to clear. Alright guys, I'll do a little chat here while I'm waiting for my final coat of base to be ready to put some clear over. I went ahead and put 2 more coats on this. With that little gun and the 1.0 tip, sometimes I fear I'm not getting enough base on, so I don't want any see-throughs or loss of coverage. But I noticed something kind of funny, and I figured I'd show it to you. Okay, you can see a reflection right at the tip of my finger there. That is not a dry edge or anything of the sort. There's one identical to it on the other side. I don't know if we can see it from here. Right at the tip of my finger, kind of goes up there, just on top of my finger. Now it's all starting to make sense to me why I was having trouble blocking this corner and why I rubbed through this little spot over here. Not that it's necessarily dented, but I'm halfway wondering if that's where the crash bar goes through this tailgate, in those areas, if it goes vertically, or maybe there's some sort of support in there that's foamed in, because it shows right through that gate. The rest of the gate looks fine, but I thought I'd show you that real quick. It's dark over here, but the doors are based, they're ready to go. We're blended, I'll make sure we're zoomed out, we're blended to about here, so we're about a foot shy of the back of the door, and the same thing on the front. And the way we're going to clear this, we're going to clear the entire length of it on the first pass, and then on the and not come quite up to my blend zone right here, and right there under my little tent. Then we'll pull the tent off right after I get the second pass done, and I'll actually come up to that area before I pull it off. Then I'll take that off and put some over reduced clear that's like 100 to 200% reduced in there, and I'll mist it over those edges. And as soon as this sucker flashes, it'll be going out in the sun. I'll pull the plastic off of it and hop in it and get it outside when it's out of dust. So we'll BS here for a couple minutes. I'm sure you guys don't miss me, but I miss shooting the shit with you guys, so. Get you guys on the stand here. We're going to use the 30 clear when it comes time, and the regular hardener. Yeah, I'm going to check the temp in the shop. It's like 85 outside. It's just under 80 in the shop, and the humidity is falling. It was at 90+% this morning, and it's down to about 60% now. We're due for thunderstorms this evening, so I don't know why the humidity's dropping, but I'm not really going to ask questions. So we're gonna use this stuff right here, and then this is blending solvent, and this is what will over reduce the clear with when I have just a teeny bit left, and we'll dust those dry edges out so that I can lightly go over them with some 2000 and buff them real gently so that that's a smooth transition. You can also use a hotter reducer than the temperature you're in. So if I was using like 870 earlier today, I could use like 885 or 895. This is just a slower evaporating type of reducer. It's basically what it is. I mean, it's a little more than that, I believe, but it also helps that your transition bite into the existing clear where you've got it scuffed. So that's one way to do it. You can use this, or you can use a real high temperature reducer for hotter temperatures of spraying. So just a little quickie there. And then we're going to use the Iwata. I broke it down and made sure the tip was completely, perfectly spanking clean. I soaked it for the afternoon in some of that Naked gun stripper. You can see it looks like Orange Julius in there. There was nothing in it, it was clean. So that's usually what I clean my clear gun with. And anytime I use urethane 2K product, I'll use that to bust it down, and it seems to work pretty good. So check our time here. Looks like we got another 20 minutes, of which I'm not going to BS through, but that's where I'm at. You can see I got my paint suit tied around my waist here. It's hot as shit in the shop to be wearing this whole paint suit get up. Let's see if I can run this thing through the washer. It's getting a little cracked up too. I don't care about the paint overspray on it, but look like it got a little mildewy sitting in the cabinet, and I don't like that kind. So that's kind of what's going on. Redirect you guys here to the hot seat. So we'll just be waiting for that to flash. Oh, I don't know what else is going on. Probably going to the lake this evening. Weather's supposed to be crappy tonight, but see if tomorrow's supposed to be good. We were there last weekend for New Year's at the bay, which was a good time. We took the boat over on Friday, left Marblehead for South Bass Island at about 5:30ish after my wife got home from work and got up to the lake. And we weren't going to go, but normally I get to the lake early, and if we've got dock reservations, I'll run the boat by myself. And this time I decided not to because we had forecast for 4 to 6 foot waves building to 5 to 7 footers, and I don't need to take my boat out by myself in that. It's a 30-foot boat, 11-foot beam, but getting across the lake is not usually the problem. It's getting it docked. So, and our docking situation this time put me in a scenario where we were going to parallel dock on a wall or a pier that was coming out of the south, but the wind was blowing at 35 out of the north. So I didn't really want to risk that. So I waited for my wife, and we rendezvoused with another couple friends of ours across the lake, and it seemed like the wind had died down and all that. We got going, and it didn't seem too rough, you know, solid 4 footers, which is a rough day, but it's not undoable. But it seemed like as soon as I got a couple miles out, that wind was just absolutely relentless, and we were heading right into the waves, which is good. But they turned into solid 7 footers the whole way, which is a very slow ride for any of you who are boaters and boat on a boat about my size. You just stick the nose into the waves and you plow up them and down them and try and keep yourself dry and all that nonsense. But the weather was otherwise nice. I mean, it was still warm. It was 65 out. Lake temperature still about 70. And we got over there and got docked up and partied a little bit for the weekend, and had some cookouts and all that kind of stuff. Things were kind of slow over there. They usually do like a Monte Carlo type theme where they have games of chance and things along the main drag on the streets, and all the proceeds from that go to local charities, which is pretty cool. Usually don't partake in that. I'm not much of a gambler. I'm not good at it. Don't understand the games that well, so we just walked around and went to the bars and things like that, and kind of just did our own thing that night, and came home last Sunday. It was gorgeous out, probably 75 degrees, and maybe 1 to 3 footers on the lake, nothing too terrible. So we're going to head up there this weekend. It's last weekend was New Year's at Put-in Bay, and this weekend is halfway to St. Patrick's Day, and a buddy of mine wants to go up, my dock neighbor actually, and we're going to head up hopefully after I get this done. Gonna stop by and pick up the dog and take the dog home from daycare since my wife's been out of town. We just keep her in daycare when I'm at work and she can't go with my wife to work. And wife's not feeling so good tonight, so I'm gonna take the pooch home from daycare, and hopefully we'll be done with this in time to head up before it gets dark or the weather gets too shitty. So, but we're gonna let that keep flashing off. Sorry about the long drawn out bullshit story, but I figured I'd tell somebody. And we'll get back with you when that's done flashing and it's clear time.